Carl and Dan here from Games, Brains and a Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. And it's track by track time as making a second appearance on this series, much time after me and Dan covered their other album, the debut album, Yod. It is, of course, MØL.
Oh my God, yeah, we did that ages ago.
We did.
That was like 3 years ago. Oh my God.
It was a very long time ago. But we are back with MØL and their latest album, Diorama, the second album from the Black Gaze band. The group's first for the new label, Nuclear Blast, released November 5th, 2021. So barely 6 months old as of the time of recording. So quickly, hopefully you kind of seen Yod and understand that there's a lot of love for this band. They really took me surprised, seemingly coming out of nowhere, even though they had 2 EPs before and released an incredible album that I still listen to today. The year of that release, it was my album of the year. I still
Yod.
Yes.
It was the second album I ever got on vinyl because we saw them live.
Yes.
I got a little signed ticket as well. It's cool.
It is that good. Yod is that good. So admittedly, I knew there was pressure coming to the Diorama. And I will say this, initial listens, I thought this is an incredible album, but it doesn't top Yod. However, over time and re-listening to Diorama, I now think it is a better album than Yod overall. Yod might have 1 or 2 songs that I think are arguably the cream of what MØL have done, but I think the overall package of Diorama is better. And it's certainly interesting to see them develop their sound while not moving too far away from the Black Gaze roots.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't listened to MØL in a while. I really liked Yod. But I kind of I think I found other stuff. I don't really listen to loads of music like that.
Of course.
I'm big into like melodic stuff. So I was quite pleasantly surprised by this.
Okay, well, this is going to be interesting as we talk it through then, and particularly we get to our top 3 tracks, because it's not the longest album either. No. We kick off with Fracture. This one had to land. This is really important. The opening track on this album with the kind of hype behind this band, this one had to land. And man, does it. The building rhythm with a cinematic edge that leads to that wonderful guitar melody and the tap of the drum cymbal. The pace increases, things get louder and heavier, and then boom, we're off to the races. I love how this is a track that combines wild and uncouth intensity with huge melodies. It is a banger of a start.
I really like the kind of synthy intro they've got in. The drums kick in with a super lovely lead pattern, and it's just like nice when everything kicks in and you're like, there they are.
Yeah.
I really like the solo at the end, and it's an excellent opening track for this album.
Cool, I'm glad you liked it too. Photophobic. The beginning of this track is very traditional MØL. I think like the starting point, you'd be like, yeah, really recognize that post shoegazy kind of melody, but it's far from a traditional MØL track overall. In particular, the clean vocals that we get at the end. I love this track. It is now up there as one of my all-time favorite MØL tracks, in part because of that start, but also because of that chunky ass pre-chorus.
Yeah. I think I believe this is one of the singles.
Yeah.
I remember really liking it. Nice ambient intro, like a proper chuggy riff. Dead catchy chorus and great lead patterns, and it's just like a good song. It follows off from Fracture really well.
Cool, so far so good. Surf. Another melodic intro, maybe one that's lighter and kinder on the ears. This is such a brilliant track though when it kicks in. However, the icing on the cake is the melodic lulls, a track that really takes you on a journey and is MØL at their finest when it comes to instrumental cleverness and vocal savagery.
Probably my favorite song on the album. I fucking adore it.
Yeah.
The guitar work and the leads, they just go together perfectly. It really reminds me of Death Heaven, like that ordinary corrupt human love. And I'm just like, yes, give me that. I love the melodic side of it. Hard riffs when it wants to be hard, but it knows not to overstep. It's got a brilliant chorus as well. I was really pleased with it. I remember when it came out, was just making everybody listen to it. I was like, listen to this, it's really good.
Yeah, I don't think we can often talk about MØL without making references to the likes of Deafheaven and stuff like that. While obviously they are different bands and there are stylistic sound differences and stuff like that, ultimately when to be honest, when any band kind of goes gazy, a Deafheaven connection is inevitable, as Deafheaven are one of the sort of earliest examples.
They're also a really good example.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Same about the new album.
Yeah.
Vestige. A surprisingly punk-infused start. This is a track that we can call a bit messy. At times, it isn't quite on a strong footing, but then out of nowhere, the chorus explodes with vibrancy, and it's truly something. It's that makes this another strong listen.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying more. Yeah, I really like the opening riff. Whilst listening to it, I got completely distracted and zoned out because I was like really into it.
Yeah.
I stopped writing completely. I was just like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, this is really, really cool. I don't have loads to say. It's just like a really strong track. I really think it struggles coming off the back of Surf for me, but the chorus and the lead pattern really makes up for it.
Thing is, I agree with what you're saying. I really, really like this track, but I have a similar problem, except it's slightly worse potentially. And you might agree with me in this, but it doesn't just come after Surf. It also comes before Redacted, which is arguably my favorite track in the album. An absolute blistering moral effort that has some of the coldest, most emotional melodies and some of the most intense bursts of heaviness ever. The mix of vocal styles is fascinating, and structurally, this one just nails it for me, hits it so right. I find myself quite emotionally affected by this one.
I see that. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on the Vestige thing, being in between two fucking amazing songs. Once again, I really love the ambience and the chord progression and the melodies. Give it to me. I love it. I love how it carries on into the first verse, just mixed with the rest of the band. And some of those like low vocals, it's like, whoa, where did they come from?
Agreed.
Like this dude does like purely like highs, and it's just like, where did that come from, man?
Yeah, he Kim is just an incredible vocalist. Even if you can't get along with the more black metal scathing style, he's really pushed himself on this album. Itinerary. Okay, if there's one track that maybe isn't quite as big as everything else in the album, it's this one. However, even an all right MØL track is still a very impressive MØL track. Again, it's a bit different, quite heavy and noisy, thanks to the drums in particular, but has some eclectic, clean vocals that really change things up at this point of the album. Probably my, that whole 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 difference.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I really, really like the clean singing mixed with harsh vocals. And it's an interesting track for MØL because it's not really something we've seen before. I like the direction they've went with it, the kind of slower, more melodic side of it. I'm all for it, always happy to see it. And I would like some more of this kind of stuff. I agree with you in the fact that it follows like 3 really great tracks, and it's like a little bit of a step down.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what it is. It's been such a high that it feels like a slight step down. So maybe it doesn't keep me. Put it this way, if I'm listening to this album in full, I might skip this one occasionally, but most of the time it's just a full run through. And just like that, it's penultimate track. Said it was short-ish, even though the tracks themselves aren't particularly short. This is Tvesend, a really fast and filthy sound. It doesn't take long to twist and turn into something that sounds quite epic. The more melody, transforming and changing the tempo. Yet it still feels like one of the most intense tracks. The vocals at times get a bit deathier, and then you have that breathy section. It's a strong penultimate effort that holds the attention for nearly 8 minutes, which is a really long song.
Yeah, I definitely do struggle with keeping my attention on longer songs like this. And I think the ambient section's around 5 minutes in, and the kind of more melodic side of it, once again, probably my favorite parts about the song, the same reasons I like Deaf Heaven, etc., etc. The shoegazy stuff, I'm really into it. It's really nice to see them singing in Danish as well.
Yeah.
Being a Danish band, I think it's really nice to see that sometimes. Sing in your language, it's cool. I don't care that I can't sing along.
It's never done Rammstein any harm, has it?
Yeah.
Okay, finale, and it's the title track. And my God, is this the most perfect finale they could have ever chosen? It's a very big ending, and one that hits all the more notes you could hope for. Massive melodies, shifting and varied vocals, ferocious intensity that builds and builds, cinematic detail, and a sense of grandiosity that makes it feel larger than anything else on the album. I think it's a spectacular finish.
I also do. I wrote like 7 minute songs usually put me off with somebody as poor, and it's 7 minutes. Okay, if I see a 7 minute song, it's usually going to be like, I've got a very poor attention span. Is this one going to actually keep me interested? But it did, because it's got a new thing every now and then. I love the clean singing and the ambience and the melodies. It's very, very good. And I'm glad there's more of it in this album. I hope to see them do more of it moving forward. And I was pleased with it. I'm pleased with it.
Pleased with it. Well done, Mole. Dan is pleased with your work.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's 2 for 2. That is 2 albums that we can both say we both thoroughly enjoy. Which, just keep it up, basically, Mole, going forward.
Go on. Yeah. Did really well, guys.
Top 3 tracks, though. I think we might be fairly similar on this. Do you want to go? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go first. Probably Fracture, Redacted, and Surf.
Okay, all right. Okay, no worries. You chose Fracture. Okay, I've gone for Photophobic, Surf, and Redacted. Those are my 3. But again, there are a couple that are eking out on that. Probably Surf and Redacted would stay, and it might be Photophobic that'd swap in with another one here and there.
Yeah, if it wasn't Fracture for me, it'd probably be Photophobic.
It's close. It's that fucking close.
It's close, yeah.
Perhaps you heard Yord and you weren't in love with it. Diorama is more of the same, but it's also got some damn new, interesting things. So maybe give it a shot. We both love it. You got any thoughts on it? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?